Welcome who just joined. So now feel a little bit your body, relax. So there is no effort, no force. We're just all relaxed and enjoy the moment. And if you're having your lunch, it's totally allowed, totally fine. Let me begin with the old legend. There was once a farmer who had a piece of land, and at the end of this land there was a old stone well, and this well provided the land and the people around it for generations, and it never ran dry. But river, one year, the rains came very late, and the farmer began to worry. What if my well run dries? What if I will not have enough? What if all my plants die? And the more he thought about it, the more he was worried, he was anxious, he was very upset, and he lost appetite, and then he lost his sleep. And just one evening, he was sitting next to his well, looking very sad, and an old wise man was passing by, and he saw this farmer, and he asked him, "Why are you so worried? What happened to you?" And he said, "I'm worried about the water. I'm afraid I will not have enough." And the wise man looked at the well, looked at the darkness, and he said, "Look, I've seen this well long before even you were born, and I can tell you nothing has changed. There is enough water there. Why are you so worried?" And next day, the wise man taught the farmer not to check the well constantly, not to measure it, not to calculate. He said, "Sit down, be grounded, bring your attention to your breathing, soften your arms, your shoulders, feel the ground beneath you, feel that you are supported." And in some time passed, and nothing had changed actually, but the farmer changed. Every time he would approach the well, he looked in the darkness and he was not scared anymore. And he was not measuring anything, calculating anything. He just stopped worrying about this water, and the well never failed him. He realized that he actually failed himself by being so worried. He realized that what he was missing is trust. This well was providing water for all the time, all the generations in his family, and it was always enough. But just one situation, that special late rain that year, made him so worried. He stopped trusting. He was not feeling that he is supported, he's being held. So nothing wrong with the well. And today we're gonna explore maybe nothing is wrong with your well. So let me share my presentation with you. So yes, so when money worries keep you awake. So very often I hear it from people that really I cannot sleep because I worry about money. And when we talk a little bit deeper, There is always more to it. It's not only about numbers. It's not only about bills, monthly payments, not about numbers really, and not about certain problem. It's always about future. People are telling that, okay, I'm getting older, my body gets tired faster, I don't have much energy like before. I cannot have another 3 jobs. Things start feeling getting limited. I'm not sure if I have enough tomorrow. I don't know how long I'll be able to work like this, to live like this. So there is always a worry about future. And when night comes, the world becomes quieter, that thoughts become louder, and the mind starts asking questions like, what if something bad happens to me? What if some situation and I don't have enough money to pay? And it's not weakness, it's not failure. It's just your nervous system is trying to protect you, to prepare you, to find a way for you because you have that worry. And actually, the money worries don't affect our plans or anything. They affect how safe life feels. It affects if we feel that life, universe, God can hold us or not. And if we have very little trust, we often don't feel safe. We don't feel that we are being held. We constantly need to control something. So, and these worries directly impact our immunity, digestion, mood, sleep, relationships, and the way we relate to ourselves. So, and many people, worry about about money, and it impacts just so much. Let's bring an example of a famous person, Henry Ford. Oh, sorry. Так. Yeah, Henry Ford, right? So he was born on a farm, no wealth, no security, no guarantees, and yet he became one of the wealthiest, influential people of his time.
Nah,
So let me um, mute uh, so that we don't have extra sounds. Yes, okay, very good. Yes. So, and it's, it's not that he was only lucky or hardworking. Many people are hardworking and still they live in fear. What made him so different from other people is not only what he did, but is the way he thought and how he related to possibilities. Some people focus on what can go wrong. Welcome. Some people focus on what can go wrong, but Ford focused on what could work, what can go right. Most of us focus on waiting for proofs before taking any risks, but he trusted his vision before even any evidence or proof was there. While most people fear of failure, right? We're afraid of failing. But he assumed that success was possible. And once he said a very interesting phrase. He said, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you are right. And it just goes really very deep. Our inner state, and I'm going to show you many other examples today, how our inner state shape our outside world. Our inner world shape, if we dare to imagine, try, or persist in. And Ford did not wait to have safety before acting. He acted from an inner sense of trust first, and then external world just followed. And it doesn't mean that his life was easy or without setbacks, but his inner position was different from most people. Inner position always matters more than circumstances. And there have been so many social experiments when, for example, poor communities were given money, were given securities, some steady monthly income, just uh, to help them get out of poverty and feel safer, and and to solve poverty problem. And while some people use the opportunities to improve, most people always go back to the same financial struggles that they had before. Welcome. And it's not because these people are not capable or they are lazy. No. But because the poverty often lives as a program in the nervous system. If you have been living in fear for years, in constant stress, lots of expectations, insecurity, scarcity, then when money arrives, you want to spend them right away to relieve the anxiety, just to feel that you have money, you're not that poor. You want to calm your anxiety by spending. And the long-term planning is not possible because it feels unsafe and opportunities feel overwhelming. You're not used to having abundance. Your system is not ready for that. And then self-sabotage is happening. So there was some also experiment when homeless people in the United States were given really a big sum of money, like 100,000. So they were actually given jobs. These researchers help these homeless people find good living conditions. So they rented or bought some houses, and so the idea was to help them just to maintain normal life and give these people a chance. And the interesting thing that most people, like about 3 years, came back to the streets. They were not capable to live normal life without stresses. You always want to create a problem or something because calm life doesn't feel safe. Yes, and there were some other experiments in 1970s when families were given financial guarantees to families. So steady income each month, and doesn't matter if you work, not work, just to help them feel safe and improve long-term well-being. And while some people stabilized their lives, most of them returned to the same financial situation as it was before entering this program. And we see the same situation with all of this support in South America, in Africa, in India. This money that people get help them reduce stress, anxiety temporarily, but not a long term, unfortunately, because for long term change, inner state must be changed. Your inner world shall feel ready to have abundance in life. So the poverty is not a financial situation. It's the inner state you are living in. It's an inner condition. So here's Louisa Hay. She is a very inspirational person. She herself had very extraordinary life. Her childhood was very troubled. She was raped by a neighbor when she was 5 years old, and she constantly felt guilty about that. That's why she never shared it with her mother. And then when she was a teenager, like 14 years old or so, she gave birth and she had to give away her child. And then she was a model, and then she married, husband divorced with her, and then close to 40s, she was diagnosed with a very severe form of cancer. And it was really, she was so close to death, and doctors told her that it's a very, very severe form and should be ready for everything. So, and she actually pulled herself out of that despair situation and healed herself. So she is called queen of affirmations and positive thinking. But positive thinking is not about like forcing your mind and denying the reality. It always starts with actually accepting all the pain, all the suffer that you find yourself in. And only then you can make a choice to higher energies, to prosperity, abundance, love, joy, peace, and so on. So Louisa Hay taught that our thoughts are not neutral. They have energetic imprints in them, and they are instructions to the body and to the life. And if somebody constantly thinks, maybe you're even not noticing it, on the level of your beliefs, on the level of unconscious programs, I will never have enough, I am poor, something bad is gonna happen, I must always worry, life is unsafe, money is very stressful, and so on, then your nervous system listens to it. Your body tightens, your breath becomes shallow, and your sleep becomes fragile. Just for a second, think what are the unconscious thoughts you might carry throughout the day. Do you recognize yourself thinking one of those thoughts that it's not safe, I don't have enough, I must have more, that feeling of neediness that sometimes we feel? This all drains us, pulls us down. And life always tells us yes. If we have positive thoughts or if we have some stressful thoughts, life always will tell us yes. We are creating our reality. And Louisa Hay was seeing abundance not as just money and numbers, but it's trust in life. The more you trust life, the more it can give you. It's as simple as that. And I understand that it's not so easy just start trusting life. And I'm not asking for that even. It's just first step is being aware of it and then start changing something just by 1%. And the best way to do so is through your body. It's not always you can change your thoughts, but you always can soften your shoulders a little bit, soften your breath, and our mind, body, and spirit, they're all connected. So access something that is more manageable. So, and once you start being aware of your thoughts, something begin to shift inside you, not magically, not overnight, but choices become a little bit different. Your attention is a little bit different. Your opportunities are noticed. You attract new people, new situations, and life often opens in the most unexpected ways through people, timing, some insights, ideas. And abundance is not magic, it's just an alignment. And scarcity is not the absence of money. Scarcity is the experience of fear. And abundance is not wealth. Abundance is the experience of trust. Just check yourself for a second and just feel, is your system is open, is ready to receive, or it's just too tight. The fist cannot receive, right? In order to receive, you need to open your hand. The same with our system. We need to be open in order to receive. Every year in our planet, we have more and more lonely people. People who say that they feel lonely, disconnected. And at the same time, there are more and more people on the planet. And this is a paradox. The same with money. Economies are growing. Yeah, sometimes it goes down, but it's always growing. And the amount of money in this world is constantly growing. But at the same time, people worry more and more about their finances because there is less and less trust. We always feel like we need to control something. And the change happens when we change something inside, when we dare to trust a little bit more. And when body believes that life is dangerous, unsafe, it stays alert. It's a very normal, predictable reaction on fear to be on alert. And if body feels supported, if your body feels that life can hold you, you feel a little bit softer and your sleep comes easier. Sleep follows safety. Most people think that life works in this order. First, I need to have money. Then I can do what I want. I can enjoy life. I can start helping other people. I can do whatever I want. And then finally, you can feel self-worth. You can feel calm. You can feel safe, and you can feel free. And this belief is very common and very dangerous. And this order applies to other areas of our life. When it comes to success, when it comes to even this self-worth, right? And that's how actually our evolution of our consciousness happening. First, we feel that our self-worth is linked to what we have. If you have money, if you have luxury apartment, nice car, you have good big bank account, so you are worthy. And if you don't have it, you feel really like like miserable. So then we move into our consciousness is growing, developing, and then our self-worth is linked to what we do. That's when we are trying to do some make some achievements, make some contributions to the world, having some noble jobs, lead people, teach people, because we have our self-worth is linked to what we do. And if we have this link, once we lose job or get retired, we like losing place in life because we are so linked to what we do. And actually the real self-worth is tied to being, to who you are, not what you have, not what you do, but who you are. And that's what actually we are doing in our Mystic program. There is always focus on being, on who you are, because this is your highest self-worth. This is actually your true self. And very often we come to that only later in life or after some challenging periods in life. Hello, Sally. So if we are tied too much to have, if our safety is linked to having, so any financial uncertainty or losing some money threatens our entire lives because we are so much linked to having. There is always some unexpected expense. There is always some uncertainty, right? So that's why if we place our self-worth into having, we never can truly rest and sleep well. So just for a second, check with yourself where is where is your focus, where is your the self-worth mostly in having, doing, or being. There is nothing wrong, nothing right, just observe, just notice, reflect for a second. And the real stability comes when the order changes. We start with being. We start with something inside us, self-trust, self-worth, safety, in the ground. And from that place, we are moving into doing. We make clearer choices, clear decisions. We act with less panic. We choose more wisely. And only after that, having follows, always. And often it's in the ways that we could have never predicted. When being is missing, having becomes a lifeline. And when being is present, having becomes a tool. And you never feel like needy. So now I would like to bring you a real example when linking and focusing on having can be really dangerous. So this is a very famous man, Adolf Merkel. He, in 2008, he was the richest man in Germany. And right before the world economic crisis, he made very major investments in German manufacturers, and they all in half a year filed for the bankruptcy, and he lost lots of money. But he still was a billionaire. He still was a very, very rich man, and he had money more than most people can see during their lifetime. And he owned still lots of companies. And yet, in 2009, he committed suicide. And I don't want to shock you. I just would like you to understand that money not always protect us from collapse. Having is not equal to being. When your self-worth, your identity, your safety, your peace of mind are mainly built on having, losing threatens your entire inner structure. This story shows something important, that wealth does not guarantee peace. Security cannot outsource to money. And focusing only on having is very dangerous, not only financially, but emotionally and physically. At night, your body does not calculate numbers. It does not ask you, are you a successful person? It always asks you, is it safe? Are you supported? Is it okay to let go of everything? Are you being held? And if you are too much into having, your body can never relax because there is always some uncertainty. It always comes and goes. Today it's yes, tomorrow it's no. There is no stability when there is all focus on having and living from having. But when safety lives in having, something inside softens and sleep becomes possible again. And not because the future is guaranteed, but just because this inner war has ended. You don't need to solve your entire financial future today. No, you really don't need absolute certainty. What changes everything is where you place your safety, your inner safety. If being comes first, fear loosens its grip, sleep deepens, and life opens in unexpected ways. Not through force, not through control, but through trust. And from that place, life often begins to reorganize itself. And I want to tell you another story. It's a biblical story. I'm not very religious person. Let me stop. But I really love wisdom of our holy books. So there is a story, biblical story, when Jesus met with his followers, with his students, and then he looked at them and saw that they were very worried and very sad. And he asked them, what happened to you? Why are you so worried? And they told him that we are worried that we will not have enough tomorrow. We are not sure that everybody will be fed, and that if life is safe. And then he looked at the sky and he saw birds, and he told them, look at the sky, look at these birds. These birds, they don't work, they don't plant, they don't harvest, they don't store their food in the barns. And yet, every morning they wake up and they are fed. Why do you worry about tomorrow? These worries will not add even an hour to your life. And then he looked at the lilies and he said, look at the lilies, they are always fed and they're always clothed more beautifully than any kings. And they don't worry about anything. Life provides for them. God loves them and provides for them. And do you think that you are forgotten? Why do you think of yourself so little? So this teaching was really about trust. It's really something that is missing when we start worrying about money. And another interesting thing, so right now it's a modern brand, it's becoming popular, simple living or slow living. And simple living, it's not bringing value of your life down. It's actually adding more value. You don't have to buy lots of stuff. You don't have to have very tight schedules. It's just getting off, letting go of everything that doesn't add value to your life. And slow living too. So sometimes we are just so worried, we are busy with lots of things that actually don't add into our life, but take away our resources, draining us. So, and this is a question I would like you to ask yourself right now. Is it possible that I have already have enough to live more peacefully right now? Just ask and feel how it goes, what is the answer. Many people carry this old survival mode. Like, if I slow down, something bad is gonna happen. If I don't rush, I will lose everything. Or if I relax, it means that I'm irresponsible, I don't care about things. But these are not truths. These are protective mechanisms and protective strategies that we develop during times of uncertainty. So, and if we go to sleep, yeah, our system doesn't ask at night, like, did I earn enough? It's always asking, okay, are you feeling safe now? It's as simple as that. So, what is important is that part of the healing money related problems is not earning more, but living and learning how to live from enough. That's what is missing very often. Enough rest, enough nourishment, enough simplicity, enough permission to be human. And from that place, money becomes a resource, a tool, not a goal, not identity, not a measure of your worth. So, and if you're curious, so in our program, we are always bringing the focus on being, on trusting. We are gonna move into meditation. But before that, if you're curious to hear about our program, because we have a beautiful program with spiritual people where we really support each other and help us move spiritually and find some new meanings in life and meet our true selves and be grounded, So you're welcome to let me know through WhatsApp or email, and we can always explore. And it's always only when you have yes inside. So if you're just curious and would like sometimes have this informative talks, it's totally fine. You're very welcome. But the real transformation happens when we live through experience, when we are practicing not only informative part, because we all live in an informative world and there are lots of very helpful information, and sometimes just knowing doesn't really change anything for us. So it's just for the information. If you're curious about the program and like to schedule free one-on-one call with me, you just let me know and we can arrange it. Ellen wants to say something, please, Ellen.
Hello, can you
Hi.
hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay. Thank you so much. I'm sorry I missed the introduction, so maybe my question is a bit on the side, but also I want to thank you. It's very um, uh, easy to feel your calm and energy, so it's
Thank
a
you.
good space. And I work also with yoga, so the topic is very familiar. Um, And I find it's interesting that you talk directly about sleep because it's like, but I just want to hear how you, because often therapists and healers or just general health advice will recommend that one of the number of things you need to do is to have rest, to sleep, right? To get better.
Yes.
You have anxiety, if you're the general, because anxiety comes from stress or lack
Yes.
of sleep, right? So then you have
It's
this
all
sort of
interconnected, right?
circle.
What
So
causes what?
also it's a question and a comment. I just want to hear your take on that because I think that's very interesting, because very often you tell someone to have more sleep and it doesn't necessarily help them, right?
Absolutely.
Because they
Right.
sleep with anxiety. So we need to change the state of
Yes,
mind,
absolutely.
right? But then again, to change the state of mind, you might actually need rest. So it's kind of a,
Yes, yes. It's
so
all
it
a
actually,
circle, right? You're circling
yeah.
here.
So it's
Absolutely.
quite personal, and maybe also depending on your situation, what you need first. Like sometimes maybe you need 3 days of sleep, even if it's not, you know what I mean? Like
Right, right.
how would you
Yes,
sort of look at that, that two ends of this
absolutely.
topic
Right.
of sleep.
Yes. Yeah. So
Is it clear? Kind
absolutely.
of.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, yeah, for pointing this out. Yeah. So
Thank you.
we work with sleep. We look at the sleep as a consequence of a day.
Mm.
So we are not actually focusing and putting emphasis and pressure on the sleep. We are actually, on the other hand, we are looking at your day. We are helping the body feel safe. And if there are some tensions or disbalances, so that's when we help with. And what you just mentioned, I feel that maybe your main clients are younger people who work or study and they cut on sleep, right? And then sometimes just to feel better, you just need to sleep well. But very often, especially if you get older, just advise go sleep more might not help you, or sleep more, like spending more time in bed,
Mm.
sometimes really doesn't make you feel more refreshed or more balanced,
Yeah.
especially if your brain doesn't go into this deep sleep waves.
Yeah.
So our approach to sleep is very, very interesting, and we are not really focusing on sleep because
Mm.
sleep, it is something natural. It is something that usually don't have problem. Most people, they don't have problems with sleep. They think that they do, but actually they have disbalance in some parts of life. And usually, especially if people get older, these are existential things come up, like what is my place in life, how loneliness, or worry for the future, right? So, and we are helping with those. So, and then sleep normalizes. And if you are just a student, 20 years old, right, usually when people get older, they develop more severe problems with sleep. That's how biology is. So, sleep is, I see sleep as a psychosomatic, you know, how there is like some disease or some disbalance, right? And it just, a teacher, it just shows you that help needs somewhere else.
Yeah.
So, but if somebody can just go and sleep with no problems, and then, especially when you're like young person, a student, so you usually don't reach that lower level, the deeper levels of you, of your soul. So, and just you think, okay, I'm gonna go sleep 20 hours and then I'm fine. So that's how it is. Thank you for your question. And I see some other comments here. Angela, I find hours of sleep are not so important, but a quality of sleep matters more. Absolutely, exactly. The quality of sleep and that your deep waves in your brain, that's what, that's when your body goes through cell healing, immunity comes to balance, and digestion, and all of your emotions, and reorganizing stress is being processed. So this deep sleep, when brain experiencing delta waves, that's what makes difference in our lives, not numbers spent in bed. So and then Lomus is saying to create pleasantness of mind needs to start from a state of acceptance, prioritization of needs as opposed to wants, and finding what works for you. Yes, absolutely. You said this. Anxiety management needs to start with deep breathing exercises as part of subtle meditation. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes, the breathing, tuning to the body, softening a little bit the body, and then because it's all accessible, it's something we can do. We not always can change our deep unconscious programs, but we have access to our body, we have access to our breathing, and that's what we can do even this moment. So I don't want to take more time now. I know that the plan was 1 hour for the session, so if you need to go, you're welcome. It's totally fine. So Alien Holland saying, I experience I need less hours of sleep as I develop my yoga practice. So less time, different qualities. Yes, I actually also noticed once I started, I'm also practicing yoga, Vinyasana yoga with breathings. And when I do also breathing exercise, I noticed that I need less sleep. I sleep like 7 or 6 hours when I do 5 or 10 minutes of real deep breathing a day, because the brain gets that rest, gets some reorganizes and comes to balance, and it's you just really sleep less and you feel amazing. So if somebody needs to finish, so thank you for your time, thank you for your presence and being here. But if you have some time right now, we can continue with the meditation. So I'm gonna tune So I'm gonna turn on the music. So, and you can find comfortable position. You can lay down or sit comfortably. So we're gonna practice some meditations, and can focus on calming the vagus nervous system be a good start? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, any of these practices, calming, softening different parts of the body, are really, really very good starts. Yeah. Tuning to the body in general is really, really accessible, easy, and the best first step. So right now, let's find a comfortable position and soften your shoulders, your eyes. So I turned on some relaxing music. So we are gonna practice a meditation for abundance and in the calm. So let's begin by allowing the body to settle. If you're sitting, feel the support of the chair beneath you. If you're lying down, feel the surface holding your body. There is nothing to change, nothing to improve, nothing to fix. Notice, just notice that you are here. Take a slow breath in through the nose and a gentle long exhale through the mouth. And again, inhale and exhale as if you're letting go of the day. Let your shoulders soften. Let your jaw unclench. Let the belly relax. You are allowed to rest. Now imagine yourself standing in a wide, open landscape. It is calm and quiet. There is space around you. And in front of you, you're noticing a tree. This is your gratitude tree. It is strong and rooted, with a steady trunk and wide open branches. Take a moment to really see. Notice the color of the bark, the shape of the branches, the way it stands without effort. This tree does not rush. It does not worry about tomorrow. It grows because it's rooted. Now bring your attention to the roots of the tree. They go deep into the earth. They are strong, thick, and alive. These roots represent everything that already supports you. The things you often forget to count. Perhaps your breath, your body keeping alive, people who have helped you, moments you survived. skills you carry, strengths you don't always see. You don't need to name them. Just let yourself feel this simple truth. You are already supported more than you realize. And let that land gently in your body. Now bring your attention to the trunk of the tree. This trunk represents your being, not what you do, not what you earn, not what you achieve, just who you are. Steady, present, enough. Notice how the trunk doesn't strain or prove itself. It simply exists. And because it exists, it can grow. Silently say to yourself, I am allowed to be here. I am allowed to take up space. I am enough as I am. And let these words sink into your body. And now look at the branches of the tree. On each branch, you notice leaves, and each leaf represents something you can be grateful for right now. Not big things, just simple things. A warm drink, a place to rest, a moment of calm, a body part that works, a memory, a conversation. This moment of stillness. You don't need to force gratitude. Just notice what is already there. And as you notice, The leaves gently brighten. Gratitude is not effort, it is recognition. As the leaves brighten, something beautiful happens. Slowly and naturally, fruit begins to appear on the tree. Not because the tree is trying to be abundant, but because it is rooted, steady, and nourished. This fruit represents abundance, not only money, but support, ideas, opportunities, timing, help arriving, unexpected kindness, solutions we cannot yet see. And notice that the fruit grows without forcing. Abundance does not arrive through tension, it arrives through alignment. Now imagine the tree offering you one piece of fruit, just one. You don't need to know what it contains. Perhaps it holds trust, or relief, or ease, or a new possibility, or a quiet sense of I'll be okay. Take it gently. Feel it weight on your hand and silently say, I am open to receive. I don't need to know how. I allow life to support me. And let your body feel that. Notice something important. The tree does not lose anything by giving. Its roots remain strong. Its branches remain full. Abundance is not scarcity. There is enough movement, enough flow, enough life. Take a few moments now to simply rest in the presence of this tree. Feel its steadiness, patience, its quiet confidence. This tree is not separate from you. It represents a state of being you can return to when fear appears, when money worries arise, when sleep feels far away. This inner landscape is available to you. Now gently bring your awareness back to your body. Feel your feet, your hands, the surface beneath you. Take one slow breath in and a long, gentle exhale, and silently say, I trust life to meet me. I am supported. Right now, I am safe. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and come back to the space around you. Take your time. And let this sense of abundance be with you, not something to chase, but something that you already call. Thank you very much for this beautiful session. Yes, it's good to yawn, to stretch. That was a beautiful space, time spent together. Angela in saying, thank you, Natalie. That was beautiful. Okay, you're very welcome, Angela and everybody. I hope you could tune to the meditation and see your beautiful tree, all of this abundance that you already have. We already have so much love, support that sometimes we just forget and getting carried by some hectic thoughts and coming back to ourselves, coming back home to the soul, really so resourceful. Lomus is saying sleep is a consequence of meditation activity. Yes, yes. Okay, so if you want to say something or not, then we can do thumb ups to each other. And it was nice to see you all. And I hope to be in touch with you if you feel like. Namaste, Angela. So you can let me know. We can schedule one-on-one time, or maybe we'll see each other next free webinar, maybe in 1 month or 2 months. Okay, take care of everybody. Bye bye. And Gunilas is saying, thank you so much. Can I have the guided meditation somewhere again? Yes, you can text to me and I can give you the link. Where's the tree trunk? It's inside you, it's your being, Kurt. Okay, bye everybody. Bye. It was nice to see you all. Bye. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you.